This is the official VoidLine, episode 3. I have not done a live episode of a podcast since me and Danny used to do a podcast back in the day called Tales from the Head. And that was really cool, too. We actually had a couple episodes where we focused on Imposter Syndrome. Hopefully, everyone can hear me out in the interwebs. Talk to me. Let me know. These are things I probably could have checked before. But I just want to make sure we're good to go. Which is kind of strange. Just want to make sure. Yes. Cool. We are going to be much more professional next time. I apologize for this. I have never done a live podcast before, and I'm learning all the ins and outs, and let me tell you, I am learning. It is humbling. But you know what? If you watch YouTube videos for like 3 or 4 minutes, you're fine. It's never that bad. So let's get comfortable. It's 9 o'clock California time. If you're out there on the East Coast, it's midnight. But you guys are up. You guys are always up late. All right. So I got a few things I got to get off and get going here before I just open the phone lines. First and foremost, I want to start by saying, welcome to VoidLine. This is a place where you can expect eerie confessions. You know, I want people to go deep. I want this to be a place where you feel like it's a safe, anonymous refuge where you can make these decisions to just confess these things, to get them off your chest. Get rid of that guilt, you know, and you get some unqualified advice. Who doesn't want unqualified advice? You know, I mean, I feel like it's humility that gets us to some of our best places as a human being. You know, like we gotta kind of break it down a little bit before we can really build it back up, right? And I feel like it's always back to trauma, right? It's always whatever crap you dealt with when you were younger. Since today's episode is focusing around Imposter Syndrome, which when we started covering the subject, me and Danny, my other buddy, I didn't know anything about it. I thought it sounded kind of goofy. I'm like, oh, imposter, like that's dramatic. But then, you know, when you learn and look into things more and respect what it is before you start talking shit, which is a hard thing for me to do. I just, it's a hard thing to do. I completely lost my train of thought. Yeah, imposter syndrome. But then even today, like setting this up, I was like, everything's going to go good for the most part. Like I said, I didn't test out the live thing yet. So that was kind of, that was a big one. I had a big voice today that was like, you got a lot on your plate today. You going to get it done? You going to figure it out? What if you screw up? You know, dude, it's, no matter how old you get, there's always going to be some of that there. You know, there's always going to be some of that. And it's like, are we going to interpret that always negatively? You know, is there an aspect of coaching involved? You know, because some of us, I think we view discipline in some way, shape, or form, not necessarily abusive, like imposter syndrome is considered, but I don't know. I think it's tough though. I think you got to move past a lot of crap that got you into that little hole that gave you some of those voices, because sometimes like it's not positive. Yeah, I mean, my own experiences are funny. No, they're not funny. I mean, I write them off as such, but I know it's relatable to a lot of people that aren't laughing about it. And at the time, I wasn't. I got bullied a lot when I was in middle school. I mean, you can tell These big old eyes, man. It's like there's two things that happen in middle school. The girls develop early, and the guys don't know what the hell to do. And then there's people like me that are just, they got targets right on their face. You know, it's pretty funny. Like I'm able to laugh about a lot of it now because it's just a lot. It's pretty unavoidable. I think it's just kind of our travel, our path, and sometimes it's not linear, you know. And especially at that age, it makes zero sense. I mean, as an adult, most of the time it doesn't make sense, but at that age, you're like, dude, why is the world shitting on me? And it's like, no, it's not. Just this little part of your day is fucked. But social life is huge at that age. You're just trying to fit in and find your way, right? And I feel like we don't really lose that as human beings. I think we're just more sensitive and not as confident about what our intentions are or how to do things. Excuse me, man. I should have been drinking more water pre-show and not lighting up. I wonder if that's part of my forgetfulness. Can't be that. Yeah, I want you guys to come in here, expect eerie confessions, get unqualified advice, and let's share that existential dread with each other. You know, and let's move forward, because maybe sometimes when I share shit and my friends give me perspective, it either allows me to reinforce how I felt about it in some way, or it allows me to like kind of be like, all right, you know, this is bullshit. I should just get rid of it. Like, I don't need to be thinking about this anymore. It's a waste of my time. And we need to get rid of that shit. There's so much shit that lives rent-free in our heads, and we don't need it. We do not need it. I don't know about anyone else, but my allergies apparently exist because I didn't feel like I used to have allergies. And now I don't get the itchy eyes and shit, but dude, I sneeze like 12 times. And they're like nasty. Like, if you use your shirt to sneeze, you're going to need to change your shirt. Like, I had like a 2-pound, man, it was disgusting. It looked like fucking, I got slimed. But yeah, for those of you just joining us, welcome to VoidLine. We're going to be opening up the phone line shortly. But if you can't see it down below, that's 408-634-8643. Void if you're nasty. That's right. This is all video, by the way. We are not doing audio broadcasts yet. I don't know if anyone's figured out the live audio broadcast market yet, but I think there's a way. Where there's a will, there's a way, right? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like to pivot back to my imposter syndrome stems. It's from bullying as a kid, getting bullied. And it was funny. I got bullied by girls more than guys. They're well, no, it's about the same. But you would think more guys. But I guess nowadays they portray it better in movies. I forgot what I was watching, but I'm trying to remember. Maybe it was The Monkey. Yeah, it was The Monkey. I was watching The Monkey, and there were girls bullying the kid, and I was like, oh, well, that's realistic. Girls don't get their fair share, their fair due when it comes to, like, a lot of that. It's like, dude, girls are mean. But everyone's in on that. It's not a secret anymore. I think they got away with it a lot more back in the day, but women had it worse back then too, so I don't know. That's a whole different thing. So yeah, a lot of my imposter syndrome stems from, you know, my childhood. And it's your own self-doubt. Like we want to always blame our parents. We want to always blame a creepy uncle. But you know what? They're there and they did what they did, but we're in control of shit. And Like we're the ones, dictating what we view as real, right? I forgot what I was watching the other day, but it was basically talking about how we could convince ourselves, we can lie to ourselves about something and say it enough in our heads, something completely nonsense, something false, could be fantastical, but we'll find a way to somehow give it truth in our minds. And I mean, that's kind of what we've seen with what the power of information is with the internet. Whether you think, whether you think you're getting brainwashed by CNN or by Joe Rogan or by Fox News, like media sources, right? Media outlets that some say they're unbiased, but nowadays I feel like you can see by someone's guest list how unbiased they are. And CNN and all of them, I think, get a pretty good round of people. It's just the way they describe everything. Oh, man, that's brutal. Someone put a kick me sign on my back freshman year of high school. That sucks. Yeah, that's tough. When I read these comments, it does. It's like, man, I want to talk shit and I want to make jokes. But then I'm like, no, but this is someone taking their time out of their day to relate to me, to answer me talking into this void we call VoidLine 408-634-8643. Don't call yet, but get ready. Because I really wanted to touch on this before I just started opening up the Pandora's box, the Hellraiser Pandora's box that we call Imposter Syndrome call center of death. No, kidding. There's no do-overs right now. There's no mulligans. I am going all off the cuff here. Listen, I had some iced coffee. I'm getting a little jacked. I think it's time to open the phone lines. But you know what? Before we do that, we actually have a voicemail. But I'm going to wait on that. Let's open the phone lines. We deserve to hear your voices. So once again, that's 408-634-8643. Call VoidLine, and remember, it's your forum, but we are talking imposter syndrome. So if you feel like you need something to talk about, give it a shot. I will say, though, I'm kind of impressed with how this whole situation is working out with the software. I'm such a fucking old man, but it's cool. I've never done live shit before. And if I'm not careful, I'm going to fuck this up. Yeah, so phone lines are open. Don't be shy. But yeah, instead of smacking my lips against the microphone, I'm sorry about that. This is VoidLine. Imposter Syndrome. Do you have voices in your head? What are they saying? Do you argue with them? Are they right? Do they win the arguments? What kind of cough drops do you guys like? Sometimes I like the fruities, and then I go with the old classic, I don't know. I like to call it old man cough drops because my great-grandfather used to just suck on them like they were Werthers. Strangest thing. But, I mean, I don't know. I've become a weird young old person, I feel. I really like the I think it's because I smoked, though. I like the cough drops. It's a nice little lozenge. Lubes up the throat. You know, get you going, get you ready. Get you ready for what you're going to do next. God forbid. All right, well, you know what? Hold that thought. Because, let's go into... No, let's not do that. All right. Well, why don't we do this? I found an article here. 4 myths about imposter syndrome. Okay. Myth number 1. The imposter phenomenon is a permanent experience. Well, based on the fact that we're all human beings and we understand how things work, nothing's really permanent except death. And nothing's really, you know what I mean? So, okay, that's realistically makes sense why that would not be true. It does feel, I think the reason it feels infinite for us is because it evolves, right? Just like we do. The good qualities about us evolve and the bad qualities about us evolve. And because of that, we have to constantly, upgrade our playbook, You got that fucking edge rusher coming at you. You better have something to answer. Better have a guard and a tackle. Because if you don't, you're screwed. And there's your football analogy. Yeah, moving right along to myth number 2. The impostor phenomenon is solely detrimental. I was kind of hinting at this a little earlier, right? Saying, there's some good we can take from some of that, right? I mean, how often do you see great head coaches or even Olympic coaches, right? Sometimes they're yelling at them. You got to get them inspired. You got to get them inspired. You got to find a way to get them thinking they're going to kill someone or run through a wall, right? Or hurdle or do whatever they need to do. So I feel like there's a part of us that need or strive or respond well to a disciplinary voice that's guiding us through something, right? Kind of like a coach. Maybe not a boss. I definitely don't like my bosses doing that. But I think when you have a coach or something that is important to have leadership roles in, like military, I feel like then you respond better to it. It's a little more detrimental, just like it says. But yeah, I feel like we can learn things. I think that comes with, there's pride. Oh, and here we go. This is VoidLine. What truth or weird little regret have you called to confess? Hello? Oh, boo. I screwed up. I'm having technical difficulties. Noob shit. Oh, give me a second. I feel stupid. I am sorry. If you're on the line, hang tight. If not, you can hang up. Damn, this sucks. I want to take your call. I'm going to fix this. Until then, you can look at my beautiful face. God, this sucks. How you deal with shit says a lot about you, right? That's what they say. Dude, I got the kids sleeping next to me, and I can't hear anything, but I just got this fucking smell of like a hot dog. It's so gross. Kids are disgusting. I love my children, but they're disgusting. Settings. I love doing IT like right when I could be. Why am I not doing? I could have done this already. Yes, it's very unprofessional of me. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I planned on filling time. I really didn't think. I really didn't think. I really didn't think I was gonna have to do it while I did all this shit. It's so annoying. Yeah. So says we're good. I don't understand. So this is bullshit. All right. So I'm gonna do one solid. I'm gonna have to hang. I'm gonna have to hang up on this person. I don't even think they're on here anymore. I gotta put Do Not Disturb back on. Please, whoever you are, call back. We're remaining anonymous. I'm Next time I will be much more prepared. I apologize to the caller. That's why we're watching, right? We would like to get this show on the road, as some would say. Yeah, that's weird though. I had this all. It's good to go. I don't know why. Oh, we're going to get this. Don't worry. This is why I say 9 o'clock, because right now you can go take a whiz, feed your dog, right? Dude, that is so weird. Okay, well, I don't know. I think we're good. I'm going to try it again. Let's see what happens. Jeez Louise, man. What I could do is I can call him back. Let's see if it'll let me. Let's call myself. This is like so lame. Okay. I think I got to do it through my computer. I'm trying one more thing and then we're just going to move on. I'm going to respond to the voicemails and we'll go from there. God. Sorry guys. I really didn't want to like not have this stuff figured out, but in some ways I knew there was going to be issues because that's just kind of the way things go. Yeah, weird. I don't know. Everything's good. That's annoying. But you know what? I'm running Mac through Google. I'm running Google through Mac. And I don't know. Seems like anytime you want to do something outgoing towards with the phone thing, it doesn't want to work well. Anyway, let's not be little prisses about it, and let's just move right along here. So we're gonna go into our first caller, not the one that got disconnected. I haven't seen that one call back. Please call back, sir, ma'am, whoever you are, whatever you are. We respect everyone here. All right, so we're going to move right along. Here we go with our next call. Let's see what we got.
Yo, check this out, Chicken Rooster. There was this one time I was dating this very beautiful girl, gorgeous, ran track, etc. Was working out pretty well in every way, shape, and form. And one day, she drops on the fact that she sees dead people, like the kid in Sixth Sense. At first, I thought she was joking, but no, she was deadly serious, pun intended. And honestly, I didn't know how to handle that. That was basically her way out the door, out of my life. But ever since then, that's been the void. Like, should I have not judged her so harshly? But it freaked me out. It was definitely an existential crisis, and that's why I'm here. Thank you.
Fucking perfect. See, now that, before I get into just dissecting that beautiful message, it had color. It had a lot of detail. The more detail you can put into this, the better. Because it really paints a picture for myself and for everyone out there listening of what's going on and what was going through this caller's head. Holy shit. I love the fact that you were like, and this was the time that I said, fuck it, I'm out. Excuse me. That's fucking hilarious. Good for you. We need to have boundaries. We need to discuss how important boundaries are. Because you know what? It's important to focus on compassion and empathy. But sometimes you just got to tell people to go fuck themselves, or to just to leave you alone, you know, at the very least, right? Because some people just, ugh. And dude, look, we as people are not always capable and shouldn't be expected to fix other people, right? I think that's true. But that doesn't mean you can't try. But that doesn't mean you should either. I think it's fair to be like, oh, look, I'm done. I'm out. This is it. And I wish I could talk to this caller more and be like, so what was strike 1 and 2? Because this clearly was strike 3. I just wonder if it was more minor or if it was of some other crazy manic stuff. Dude, I ate like shit today. We went to the movies and I had popcorn, a hot dog. So I'm burping all that up now. Thank God. I am alone in a room somewhere, like LL Cool J. No, but I'm saying that because I keep getting these damn hot dog burps. God, why do they taste so good? Man, this is funny. So, yeah, to answer the question, no, I don't think it's shitty. I think the what if aspect is relatable. I think we all have those weird moments or strange moments in our life or our past that we thought, well, hindsight's 2020. I would have done it this way. But just like butterfly effect, how would it have changed your life? Would it have been a good thing or a bad thing? How would it have changed their life? Would it have been a good thing or a bad thing? And I feel like, yeah, that could be a little stoner talk, but I think it's true. I think sometimes when you try and fuck with, it's like Back to the Future. Even when he had the almanac, like, shit still wasn't going to happen the exact same way. Because there's always little things that change, and right? So that's kind of crazy. That was a hell of a call. Now, I did notice at the end, he did say, I should not have judged her so harshly. Now, I feel like if the judgment was done internally, I think you're good. Now, if you were like, you're a crazy bitch, get your shit and get the fuck out. Yeah, that might have been a little over the top. But you didn't say you did that. So I think, hey, maybe there's a detail you left out. But hey, I still think I'm on team whoever this caller is. Because that's a big bag of shit to have to want to lug around with you and your loved one. Like, you could just be talking to them. Like, you say you want to just literally like have a discussion similar to this. Like, I just want to talk to you about life. I just want to relate to you. So you open up about something and you're vulnerable, right? You feel like, okay, there's part of you that's like, am I helping myself? And is this person going to help me back? Or is this therapy, or are they going to laugh at me? Are they annoyed? And that's all part of the imposter thing. But no, I think you did right, because I'm all for not wasting people's time. And I think if you legitimately are upfront and respectful and say, look, I care about you, but I can't deal with that Uncle Mark staring at us when we're eating dinner. Like, I'm done. And then like, what if you're having like sex, and then you're like, dude, you're like almost there, and just, I don't know, just, I could see how that could be shitty. Like, like to people who never deal with it, you're like, oh, that poor thing. But like, dude, if that's your everyday, your day is never as shitty as their day. So you could have the worst day at work, come home, and you already know she saw 16 dead people while you were gone. So, yeah, good. Your day is worse than mine. Yeah. Good luck with that. All right. I'm going to have some water. I recommend everyone doing that more. We need to hydrate more. Especially if you're doing the peyote, hydrate more. I just figured something out. I think I can do this from my phone. And then I think I can accept calls from my phone, if that makes sense. All right, so because I want to talk live, dude. I want to hear what everyone has to say. I don't know how loud this is gonna be. We'll figure it out. But yeah. I wonder if this is gonna work. Let's see if it'll play the old one. Playing the old one again, just real quick.
Yo, check this out, Chicken Rooster.
All right. Cool. And I just realized that person called me Chicken Rooster. All right, cool. We can receive calls, so hit me up again. Let's see what we can do. 408-634-8643. That's 408-634-8643. Or Void if you're like Janet and you're nasty. Give me a call. I'm going to try it on my phone. You would think I'm one of those green bubble people, and I know that's immediately going to make me lose followers. But listen, it's not that I'm against Apple. I just don't have an iPhone. I had an iPhone 5S once. I shouldn't say stuff like that. That's like putting a timestamp on exactly how old I am. I also want to announce, I want to keep things honest, because as this page and this project grows, it'll get better. It'll get a lot better. But in the meantime, I have to be accountable. And in the second episode, I decoded that information wrong. I was reading the transcription on the voicemail, and I said, I like math, but it was really, I like men. And I picked up on that the second time I listened to it, because I wasn't reading. The transcription said, I like math. And that shows you how your brain works. You're going through the thing. You're kind of like maybe you're panicking a little and you're you're going through the motions, but then it just doesn't click. It doesn't click. Yeah, but imposter syndrome's crazy. Like, I'm starting a new job on Monday. I don't really have imposter for that because I'm going into an industry I was already in before. It's more like excited to start something new, meet some new people, make some more money. I do like getting out of the house. I do. I think it's very important for me. I need to miss home. Like, I can't work from home. It depends on what I would do. It would really have to be a different kind of strange job. I wouldn't want to just do a traditional like admin or something like that. I've never tried it, but I don't think I'd want to do Zoom calls all day long. I think that would drive me crazy. But if you get good pay and you can handle it, it's cool because you can just fucking eat lunch wherever the fuck you want. And if it's a pretty mobile gig, you can just fucking work wherever you want to go. Have your camera off. That's the craze these kids are doing now, huh? Oh, back in my day, we used to have to sneak out by the dumpster. No. All right. I wonder if I do a voicemail. While I do a voicemail, a call could come in. That'd be kind of awkward. You know what? Fuck awkward. We're here. 408-624-8643. Once again, that's 408-634-8643. VoidLine is live. We are listening. I say we because it's you, me, and all the voices. All right. I got my nice little background here. I got a bunch of, this is all my, I got my Kiss lava lamp, that weird red glowing thing. No, that's not Himalayan salt. That is a Kiss lava lamp that you cannot notice because it is too far away. It's Gene Simmons, by the way. Pretty fucking cool. If you like grown men with fucking makeup on. 408-624-8643. Grown men that wear makeup. Let's go. Shoot from the hip. Who am I talking to? What are we doing? Where are we going? That was a really good voicemail we just listened to. All right. Well, let's do this. There's famous imposters. How about that? Let's do 18 famous imposters. I'm not gonna name them all because it's just gonna get boring. Albert Einstein. He says the exaggerated esteem in which my life work is held makes me very ill at ease. I feel compelled to think of myself as an involuntary swindler. That's interesting. But I think because his brain works that way, he can't recognize it the way other people can, which makes sense. That gives you kind of perspective there, huh? I mean, let's not compare ourselves all to Albert Einstein, but then we got Maya Angelou. She often felt like a fraud. I have written 11 books, but each time I think, they're going to find out. Now I've run a game on everybody, and they're going to find me out. Hey, you did a pretty good game if you were. And they got like CEOs I could give two shits about. Natalie Portman, that's cool. She said, today I feel much like I did when I came to Harvard Yard as a freshman in 99. I felt like there had been some mistake, that I wasn't smart enough to be in this company, and that every time I opened my mouth, I would have to prove that I wasn't just a dumb actress. Yeah, it's all very relatable, isn't it? You know, it says 18 famous people, but I'm going to be real honest with you. They got some randos in here. Randos. But you get it. I liked those ones because they're like legit people. Like the other people are cool, but there's like a judge. I don't give a shit about a judge. Tell us how you really feel. 408-634-8643. Do you like judges? Where are my parolees at? You got anything to say about the judge that put you away, or maybe you got a cool judge? Maybe you are a judge. Maybe you do the putting away. How is that? How's business? Because I feel like that's a tough one. You know, that's a tough job. I mean, I just shit on it, and that's not even an easy job to do. It's way harder than the job I'm going to do starting Monday, which I'm not going to tell you. I'm not crazy. Listen, VoidLine is an extension of my creativity, but I'm not going to give you guys access to my back pocket, which is bullshit because I'm on social media all the time now again, which is the double-ended sword of doing projects. Until you get super big and you can pay a bunch of people or have interns, you got to do all this shit yourself, which is cool because you know how to do it, but kind of like the whole like not being able to answer the phone thing through the board, that kind of sucks. But like I said, I got the phone connected to the board. So if someone sends me a call, I should be able to give it or get it. Anyway. It's kind of crazy though. I will say that. But if I'm going to do it from there, I'm not going to do it from here. All right. I also got to say something too. Like, this is live, so this is kind of an open thing. This is going to be an episode that's put together is going to be a lot tighter. And it's going to get better. It's going to get better. But I had to get used to like the new avenues of doing stuff because my other projects, I was talking to my wife about this. I think this project is a little more relatable for most people. Like most people. You don't need to be part of a specific niche or group, body type, religion, political view. None of that matters. This is relatable because it's on a human level, which is dope. So I wanted to do something that was universal, something a little more applicable to everyone. That way I could jam it down any avenue. I could say, hey, it makes sense for everyone. It's relatable on this sense, that sense. And that's the cool thing about having an open forum is I do think there needs to be a direction, which I'm beginning to understand. Cool, I should start with a guide, set a tone for the week, end it with a show, keep things interesting, but keep it open. Because just like conversations I've had in life, some of the best things I've learned and talked about have been on tangents. And it's like, I think tangents are a interviewer's worst nightmare and a radio person's worst nightmare. For me, someone who just wants to talk to someone, I don't think it's that way. I appreciate it because to me, you're not getting a more genuine part of that person than in that moment. And that's when you're going to learn so much about them. Good or bad, right? Right. But to get back to that, my other projects, I didn't really market them so much on a lot of social media. I did, with Tales from the Head, I was doing Twitter. I didn't really do Facebook. I would share it on my Facebook profile. And that's fine. You can do that. But then you got to join like a group. So I kind of did some research and I was like, okay, what groups can I join? Because I did that. I did the Twitter groups where you would post your project and everyone posts their project. And sometimes you'll go through, and you'll meet people. And it is a good way to meet people, but you're kind of doing a favor, asking a favor, right? And that works. Don't get me wrong, because it is a number game with efficiency. But I know, just like with anything, The only way to do it right is genuinely, organically. So it can be slow, but it's going to be good because at one point it's going to be able to manage and propel itself with all the momentum it'll get. So it takes time, but you got to go out there and network. And I wanted to be genuine about my interactions. I didn't want to just be soliciting, oh, look at me, look at my new project. Do me a favor and add me. Like, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but I really wanted it to be like, I'm contributing. I'm genuine. I want to be part of this. I want to figure this out. I want to meet people, get them involved. I'll help them out. And it's not just so much about like greed, right? It literally is more about community. So I'm like, all right, I'll just answer the questions. Don't answer all of them. Like, and if there's projects you don't like, then don't subscribe. But like, that doesn't mean you got to comment negatively. Just move on. I had a couple of those, and they're going to do that to me too. They're going to be like, this ain't for me. But you got, at least if you take the time to go on the page, look and see what they're doing, watch some stuff, then make a decision. I'm okay with that. Give me a shot. At least give me a shot. But either way, this Facebook group, I'm really a fan of it. It's been cool because I didn't just go on a thread. I posted a thread. I introduced myself. Said, "Hey, how you doing? This is the gist of what I do. Here's my YouTube link." And then I started asking. I think like an hour or two after that, I I posted something. I asked a question, and it was relating to the topic today. And I got a lot of comments. I was really happy about that. Like, it's really cool when people actually participate. Because, dude, at the end of the day, too, like, if you're just sharing this to your newsfeed on Facebook, like, you're fucked. How many of your aunts and uncles give a shit, So, I think I had weird expectations on my last projects where I was like, man, I'm sharing it. I have 200 family members and friends, and no one says anything. One, it's probably not in the news feed, and two, or they just didn't give a shit. Which is totally fair, because there's just a bunch of crap out there. But you got to find people that are like-minded folks. You got to find people that are going to push you, challenge you, help you improve, and people that likewise, you can do the same for them. It's a good community camaraderie aspect that I kind of enjoy about everything. Excuse me, I just feel like my voice is dry. So, I'm going to read this. It was taken from my buddy from Facebook, Chad Shortridge, his blog, MC Leadership Consultants, LLC. So I'm going to read this real quick. A follow-up post about Saturday's blog. Enjoy. The hidden power of Imposter Syndrome. Imposter Syndrome is often viewed as a silent enemy, something to overcome or eliminate. But what if it's actually a hidden strength? When harnessed correctly, Imposter Syndrome can be a powerful driver of growth, humility, and excellence. I like that. Once again, that's taken and being constructive with something and learning from it, right? If we lose at anything, it's okay to lose. We just need to learn from it, right? And some of these aren't losses necessarily or per se, but I'm just saying the way we deal with it. It's okay to have a problem come up. Just learn from it. And some of these things are out of our control, but we can still learn from them. Feeling like an imposter usually means you care deeply about your work and you want to do it well. It reflects a level of self-awareness and keeps you from becoming complacent. Instead of assuming you have all the answers, you question, research, and prepare more thoroughly. This mindset pushes you to continue learning and improving, which ultimately elevates the quality of your performance. Yeah, I agree with that. It's kind of like what I said too. It's like you have pride. It kind of elevates your expectation on yourself, what you want to do, what you can handle, your threshold, whether it's, physical or emotional. Oh, this is a good point too. He also points out leaders who experience imposter syndrome often possess humility and empathy. And those are two traits that are vital in building trust and strong team cultures. Because they've wrestled with self-doubt, they are more likely to support others facing similar feelings, creating psychologically safe environments where people can grow. Yeah, I like that. I haven't done a lot of work with the new company yet, but to relate this back to me, the vibe I got at that interview was similar. It was nice. I felt psychologically safe. It was a clean environment. Just like whenever you're going somewhere new, right? I always judge the shit out of it. Where are the exits? How clean is shit, right? Those are all important details. Yeah, it was like, I don't even remember what I was talking about. Jesus. Was it Jesus? No. Oh no, it's how comfortable I felt at the job. The job interview, yeah, it was clean. It was cool. It was relatable. There was cool stuff on the walls, and I just liked it. It was good vibes. I think it's always nice when you can meet people that are in a position of power, and they're not like flaunting it. They're, you know, true like leaders and badasses. They don't need to like remind everyone what they do. They just do it, right? They command the respect. And he seemed like a respectable guy. I got a good vibe. Everything was organized. It was neat. It was clean. I'm a big fan of that. Like, if you can be chill, I mean, and let's be honest, I'm dressing up. I'm not dressing up. I'm saying like, you know, I'm dressing up my appearance, like, not physically, but like, you're on your good behavior. We're both on our good behavior. He wants to seem appealing for me to work there. I want to seem like, hey, hire me. I'm a good guy. And it doesn't mean we're bullshitting each other, but we're both doing that, right? The song and dance. But either way, I always think it's cool when you can kind of break that wall a little bit and it becomes more like conversational. And it was cool because there was a couple points where that was pretty much reminded to me word for word. It was like, look, I want to be able to talk to people. And I'm like, oh, that's cool because I can talk. I can do that. Yeah, it was cool. I actually feel like one of my imposter things lately too has been to, which I shouldn't say imposter. One of my hard character traits that I'm working on is being outspoken and just like talking too fucking much. Let other people talk. Let them have their views. You don't need to fucking chime in. No one gives a fuck what you think. Not necessarily that, but it's just like, dude, just relax. Yeah, so I need to do that more. But there was a point in the interview where he was like, yeah, I want to get people on the team that are like outspoken in a way where they want to offer like criticism to do things better. And I'm like, wow, that's creepy. I'm like, what is this, the Truman Show? Dude, I've literally not gotten reprimanded, but pretty much felt like I've pissed the boss off when I've done shit like that. And okay, look, there's a way to go about doing it. You should be respectful. But there's some people too, though, in leadership positions, their ego does not allow them to take criticism or get outside perspective at all. It has to be their idea. There's some truth to it. I get it. But now you're fucking yourself up just because of your stupid ass ego. So yeah, that's not the best. Getting back. Imposter syndrome can also serve as a compass, pointing you toward meaningful challenges. If you feel like you're in over your head, it often means You're stretching into new territory. And that's where real development happens. It's a sign that you're leveling up. Rather than resisting the discomfort, consider embracing it. Imposter syndrome doesn't mean you're inadequate. It means you're evolving. Kind of like what we're talking about, remember? By reframing it as a signal of growth rather than a threat to confidence, you can transform it from a limiting belief into a quiet superpower that propels you forward. God, that's good. Learning to use imposter syndrome as a benefit. That was great. That was fantastic. Thanks, Chad. Chad Shortridge. That was great. That pretty much summed up how I felt about it. I mean, I don't know if you could get more straightforward than that. That pretty much sums it up. I feel like it breaks. I got to keep things anonymous, but man, I wish I could just do the callbacks. I got to keep things anonymous. Because I think the phone works. The phone's live. 408-634-8643. Once again, that's 408-634-8643. VoidLine is listening. We're talking imposter syndrome. And what the fuck? Yeah, we're talking imposter syndrome and me cussing for no reason. How you doing? How we doing today? I am excited to. I don't know if anyone gives a shit, but I watched the Minecraft movie today. And all I'm going to say is I liked it. I'm not going to give any spoilers. I'm not going to talk about anything. But I am going to point out something that since I've got two boys and I've been actually dabbling in some Minecraft, it definitely helps if you play the game a little bit. Like, they'll explain shit. Oh, come on. Is this going to work? Answer. Oh, poo. I wonder if I can call him back. Damn it. Okay, it's not allowing me to. I wonder if I can forward. All right, now we should get it. I'm sorry. Let's see. I know I keep saying sorry. That's a bunch of malarkey. Stop with the excuses. Now listeners out there are going to think, you know what, I'm just going to call him back. Let's see if it'll work. Hold on, let's see. Da, 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 da. I think it's going to work. 408-624-8643. Sorry about the technical difficulties. I thought my phone was connected, but I think I was wrong. Oh, looks like we got another voicemail. See what happens when you screw up? All right. Let's see. If you want to try calling right back before I read your voicemail, call me right back. Give me another shit. And after that, I'm just going to do voicemails if it doesn't work. But if you don't mind, give me another shot. I appreciate the troubleshooting. We're going to figure this out. I don't want to call you back. I'm not breaking the anonymity. Anonymity. This is when you learn how fucking stupid you are. Call him back. Fuck it. Yeah, well, see what happens. I'm impressionable. I should call him back. We need content. Let's give it a shot. Let's see what happens. Is it coming out? Oh, it's working.
Yo.
VoidLine, what's your pickle?
Dude, am I in the fucking VoidLine right now, Coop?
You are on the VoidLine. That's correct. How are we doing? Who are we speaking to? Are we going to stay anonymous or?
Good. No, man, it's your buddy Mike, man. You don't recognize my voice by now?
Yeah, I know who this is, but you don't have to disclose it if you don't want to.
That's all good, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
This is Mike.
All right.
I left you a voicemail, actually. I'm curious. I don't know if you heard it, but
I didn't listen to it yet.
I've been tough. Oh, no worries. Okay, so my question to you, Coop, is who is a better comedian, Will Ferrell or Chris Farley?
Ooh, I like this. Damn.
It's a juicy one, isn't it?
That's kind of tough. Like, a lot of me wants to go, because I feel like they're very similar. Neither of them are really stand-ups, right? They're more like actor comedians. So that's cool too, because then you can literally compare like the movies, the SNL skits. That's fucking tough, dude. Because in a lot of ways, they're both titans of SNL and acting. I mean, dude, they're both quotable as fuck movies. Anchorman, like fucking Tommy Boy, like
Almost Heroes.
Yeah.
Tommy Boy.
Black Sheep, Beverly Hills Ninja.
The Black Sheep. Yeah.
Cameos and all the Happy Gilmore shit, or Happy Madison. Yeah, so damn, that's tough. I guess if I had to pick one, gun to my head.
Dirty Work also. Another good one.
Oh, see, good. See, that's why I kept you on the phone, dude, because I wanted to go Farley, but I was like, in my head, I'm like, dude, I'm putting the movies up and it's a tough one. You got like Step Brothers. You got Anchorman.
I don't forget Coneheads, bro. I don't forget Coneheads also.
Yeah, he was the boyfriend in Coneheads. Coneheads is underrated.
Bro, he boned a fucking alien, bro. He actually boned an alien. I mean, like, how crazy is that?
See, now that it happened in a movie, but don't you wish it was real so we could have also not have been able to ask him that question? Cool. So
That's true.
I'm gonna go with Chris Farley. What was your angle on it?
You know, it's a really good match. I'm going to say Farley just because for this reason. If we're still talking about Chris Farley, fucking 25 years after his death, that has to mean something, Because I think if Will Ferrell, I hope he never died. I don't wish anyone's death. But
no, but you hope he never
I
dies.
think I would have been referencing it. Yeah, I don't want anyone to die.
No, but I'm saying, but never, though.
I'm saying,
I'm kidding.
Never, of course.
Just like Dracula.
No, but I mean, like, Dracula, yeah. Well, actually, no, it's funny, man. Actually, Will Ferrell, he kind of looks like a Dracula with those fucking teeth he has.
He's not skinny enough, though. He has too many jowls on his body now.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, Nick Cage is a believable vampire.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, sure.
It's the nose, too, though.
Yeah,
He's got a very
What
Nosferatu. What were you going to say?
but, like, I don't know. I was going to say, like, as much as I love Will Ferrell and all of his stuff, I don't think I'm going to be talking about him in 25 years, I don't think I will be.
I don't know. I think that's our bias talking.
I love him to pieces.
But if we grew up with him, I think we'd feel different. Because that's how we feel about Chris Farley.
But we did, though. But we did.
Well, no, we weren't super little. Because I feel like when you're... No, but I mean like young.
No, but not little. That's true.
Because when we were like...
that's
Chris
true.
Farley, we were like impressionable young. But when Will Ferrell was big, I was already like, I don't know, 9 or 10, I think. Yeah, I guess I was still a little impressionable, but not like, dude, Chris Farley, you were like 5 years old. You're like, what the fuck is this? It was amazing, you know? You're like, this is an
Yeah,
adult? That's so, I look up to that, dude. I
'cause-
mean, I don't look up to the speedball aspect of it all, but like, dude, the way he lived his life was cool. Like, he did what the fuck he wanted to do, and
yeah,
he was happy. And dude, on the topic of imposter syndrome, I'm sure Chris Farley suffered with that a lot. I wanted to read
yeah. I mean, the thing about Farley that's kind of similar to that guy,
John
what's his name,
Belushi.
Heath Ledger.
Oh,
Very similar. I don't know about Heath Ledger is that they both fucking died on top. Like they were just hit their stride when they died, which is kind of nuts to think about. Like, there's a lot of like, like the whole kind of unknown that kind of makes them kind of more exciting. Like, I mean, they are great, but I'm saying like even that unknown just makes you really, really kind of like fucking wish there, like it gives more of an excitement, I think.
are you saying like when they get taken away, like because they can't
Yeah,
they can't die off and die a slow death,
do more stuff.
like the way you see like some actors or like artists, how they're like, why are you still doing this? That kind of shit.
Exactly, yeah, because see how it goes. If you look at someone like Jim Carrey, like they'll have a big stride and then they'll go on a decade-long break and then try to come back and do stuff. Because those guys died before they could take that kind of decade-long break and then come back with something. Like it is interesting, like because they definitely had at least a couple decades left of like doing crazy, amazing stuff.
Yeah, but then part of me is kind of like, that's like when athletes want to retire and people are like, no, fuck that. It's like, yeah, but you're not playing the game, like, so like I get it. Like he's got to read the scripts, he's got to fly places, he's got to do all this shit, he's got to schmooze with Hollywood people. I don't think he likes doing any of that. And similar to Robin Williams, he came from humble beginnings, like Jim Carrey. So I think a lot of them they never were like, they were huge in Hollywood, but they never were part of Hollywood.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Now that's tough though. I'm glad you asked those questions because
Actually,
those were good questions.
I may actually ask you a slight follow-up
Yeah.
on another one that has been bugging me, actually, that I would love to know what your take is on this. What's a better comedy movie here? Step Brothers or Dumb and Dumber? This has been one that's been aching at me for a long time. I love what your take on this.
Man. That's
Good
really
one too, right?
That is a good one. But then I feel like once again, no, it's good. I almost want to like design a whole like freaking episode just plotting out the pluses and minuses of both of them because damn, I'm going to go with Dumb and Dumber for a lot of reasons, but I'm going to throw it out there, this random reason why I'm going Dumb and Dumber. Because Seabass is the current Boston Bruin general manager. So I'm like, yeah,
True. Is that insane?
Yeah, he was a hockey player. He was, I think, freshly retired when he did the movie, or on his last few years. But dude, like, that's pretty cool. So he legitimately was a bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Dumb and Dumber. What about you?
Yeah. All right. And I'm not trying to kiss your answer. I'm being honest. I think Dumb and Dumber too.
Wait, Dumb and Dumber 2 or
I
Dumb?
don't think. Oh no. Dumb and Dumber. I'm just saying that I also agree with you on Dumb and Dumber because I don't think you would have a Step Brothers without Dumb and Dumber. I don't think it would ever happen. I think you had to have that stepping stone to get to Step Brothers.
Yeah, I don't know, because that is an interesting question, because it is, I don't know, though. Their paths never really crossed, though, right? So you could argue.
Yeah, isn't that weird how Jim Carrey and Will Ferrell have never crossed paths? It's so fucking crazy.
Well, it's not too crazy when you remember that Jim Carrey was an In Living Color guy, so he probably didn't fuck with the SNL. I don't think he was cliquey though, but I definitely know that there was beef, I think, for a while between the camps because they were competing for a while. In Living Color and SNL, I think back in the 90s or 80s when he was on it.
Yeah.
And then Mad TV.
Well, doesn't it feel? Yeah, Mad TV. Yeah, I mean, like, doesn't it feel though that like similar to how when it came to Al Pacino, and for some reason never worked with the Joe Pesci for all those years until they're like 80 years old. Like, I kind of feel like at one day we will see a Jim Carrey and Will Ferrell will be like 80-year-old men or something. Like, I feel it's gonna come.
Oh God, they're gonna do a Grumpy Old Men reboot, and it's gonna be those two.
Like grumpy old men or something. I think that's their destiny. If I'm being honest about it.
That's gonna be tough, man. But I'm already seeing remakes. That's when you know you're getting old too. When you're like, oh, but I remember the original. It's like, all right, Grandpa. Like, fuck, I'm Grandpa now, dude. Not officially, better not be. But
Yeah,
it's tough.
that'd be a little shady if you're Grandpa already, bro. So.
Yeah, that would be weird. You sound like you're driving. You being safe out there? I'm assuming you're using Bluetooth.
Dude, I'll actually raise you one. I'm actually using the Apple CarPlay.
Oh my God, fancy.
I'm Mr. Fancy Pants, dude. You know what I mean? Like in my car here.
Dude, I'm Mr. Green Bubble even in your car.
I just came back from the Kings game. Actually, this is going to be a sports question. I went to go see the A's play, and then go see the Kings play because there was a ticket promotion. I'm sure you got it too. It was two tickets for $60 to go see the Kings and the A's the same day. So I figured it's kind of like, what the fuck not? So I went to both games. So now I'm just driving back home.
That's kind of cool. So you were one of 8,000 people to watch the A's game.
A's, exactly, dude. I'm like, what a few, bro. It's a pretty nice stadium, though, man. I'll give them credit. Like, I know people are talking shit about it, but man, I'm just saying, like, if I was still an A's fan, I would go. But I'm not an A's fan anymore. But for anyone who wants to go there, hey, it's not a bad experience.
No, not yet. Not until it's 110 degrees in like 3 months.
That's true. It hit 79 today, so it didn't.
Well, it was warm. It was warm today, but those 4th of July, that Battle of the Bay, that's going to be a 4th of July weekend out there in Sacramento. It's going to be hot as fuck. So, to all the people out there that are overpaying, have fun and hydrate, because that is going to be a lot.
It's so funny you mentioned that. All right, if I didn't get this, if I didn't get this special promotion that Michael actually going to hook me up with, I heard that the cheapest seats in that stadium are like $50. It's like, it's like, who can pay $50 to go sit on a freaking lawn? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, a family of 4 is going to pay $200. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, what the hell are they thinking?
That's pretty bad. But that's what happens when you got the owner of the best owner ever. That dude sucks.
Dude, he's like the best owner in the history of sports. Absolutely.
Do you have any insight on Imposter Syndrome, Mike? Do you want to shed light on maybe? Maybe there's some.
Please elaborate on Imposter Syndrome.
All right, so like if you're gonna do something, even just like, oh, I'm gonna start a conversation with someone. Do you have voices sometimes that come in your head and be like, oh, don't be an idiot, don't stutter, don't do something, you shouldn't do it, don't talk to them, they're gonna make you feel stupid. Do you ever have problems or similar issues?
No, I'll actually tell you.
Yeah.
No, I'll actually tell you that. Actually, I called your line twice and hung up, leave a voicemail, because I wanted to make sure I had a clear thought before I started going at it. So yeah, before I make a phone call, I want to make sure like I got the idea rolling
Okay.
before I go improv kind of per se.
Yeah, see, okay, but that kind of goes with what we were talking about because sometimes the voices help us do things better. Like, it's not necessarily a negative thing all the way. It's just something that's coming down a little more like, hey, do this so it'll sound better or it'll work out better for you, right?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I don't think for me, and I say that sarcastic. Well, I guess I put it in a half sarcastic, right? I'm already kind of a crazy guy as it is, so I don't think I really have to do anything more nutty than I already do. So
True.
I already have a bunch of, so I already have enough craziness in my head, so I kind of just let it ride. Kind of like, as long as I have my subject that I want to talk about going, I'll let everything else kind of fall in line.
Yeah.
Like, kind of public speaking and I'm sure he knows about me, actually. Kind of one good thing about, I've known you for a while, is that, I don't really have a filter. I don't really have any, if I meet a stranger or like a rando, I have no problem just opening up a conversation, just shoot the shit. Like,
Yeah.
I kind of have that gift. I mean, that is a gift. I kind of like enjoy that kind of thrill, just, hey, fuck it, just say how I feel and it's going to flow.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Well, thanks, Mike. I appreciate the call. Give me a call.
Yeah, dude.
Keep
right,
on
bro.
trucking, dude. And be safe. I don't care if it's Apple Play. Be safe. I care about you. Get home in one piece.
Bro,
and keep on
don't be safer than a continent in Thailand, bro.
I hope it's made of freaking Kevlar, dude. All right. Thank you, Mike. I will talk to you soon. Take care, bud. Bye. That was Mike, everybody. So outgoing call worked. Maybe I figured out how to do it, and maybe Mike was the guy who kept getting gypped. Things happen. Things happen. So we're good. We're gonna move right along here. We're gonna do the next voicemail. I'm glad I called him back. Shout out to DB Cooper. All right, let's go. Here we go. Next caller.
How's it going? I'm just calling to let you know that I made a really big decision, and I really appreciate some of your advice. So please hit me back at the most reasonable convenience. Thank you.
Wow, this person sounds very eloquent. So I'm going to give you a call back. All right. Let's do it. Thanks for calling VoidLine. How you doing? You are live.
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing solid.
Hey.
Not bad for a Wednesday. So what can we do for you today?
So I'm in a bit of a pickle right now. I'm going to college in the fall, and I can't help but feel nervous, anxious, but excited at the same time. What's some piece of advice you got for me?
So you haven't graduated yet. You're saying you're going to be going to college in the fall. I mean, you're going to graduate. Yeah. I'm not questioning that. But you just haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
I'm just going to throw myself into your shoes and cuz I feel like what I did worked pretty well. I just kind of lived up the last few weeks of high school. Just do everything you want to do or wanted to do, because you're not going to go back, hopefully, unless you're going to teach or something. But yeah, do that, live it up, have fun. Don't worry about academics, because they're going to do all that intro shit next fall, and everything you prep for, it doesn't matter. You're going to be fine. The main thing you need to acclimate with is social stuff, and most people are fine with that too, as long as you're like friendly and like meeting new people. You'll be fine. It's going to be awesome. So I don't know. I say just enjoy what you got. Enjoy the summer. Clear your head so you go into the fall with a clear head. Just have a good vacation in the summer. Do some soul searching, some thinking. Spend time with some family. But other than that, I think just 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 have fun, because that's a fun age, and you're not expected to just do a bunch of shit yet. So I say live it up, be responsible, but have fun. Because at that age, I was doing a lot of dumb shit too. So
Yeah, no, definitely. This time right now is definitely one of those moments where it's like you can't help but just enjoy the little things, because this is me going into a new chapter, you know.
oh yeah.
So I can't lie, prom is next week, so
Oh okay. Well,
got that going on.
how do you want to talk about that at all, or you're like not really, dude? Um,
Yeah, no,
are you excited about that?
prom. Hell yeah, hell
You're
yeah.
like, she's listening. I
It's
gotta be
big,
cool.
everyone has a date. I have a date. I actually haven't bought my suit yet, so I gotta
Bought.
do that this
Whoa, whoa,
weekend.
whoa. You said bought your suit. You're not gonna rent a suit?
No, I mean, well,
Dang, baller.
I from the place that I'm getting at, to rent a suit is crazy. It's 200. 200. I mean, I'm not too, like, I'm not an expert with suit prices and, like, formal stuff, but you know,
Well,
is
yeah.
200 like a high price to rent a suit?
Uh, yeah. I mean, I don't think it's a great price, but that's probably about right. Because I remember when I got married. Because I don't remember when I went to prom how much that shit cost. That was a long time ago. But when I got married, it wasn't cheap. Yeah, dude, that shit's always fucking. That whole industry's bullshit. They fucking mark it up. They know. But yeah, no, it's never cheap. I hear you. Yeah, I mean, I think it's smart. Yeah, if you're a suit person and you're gonna wear it more than like once or twice, do it. Because now you got something you can wear to a job interview. You got like tasks. You got like, what kind of suit is it? Like a tuxedo,
Yeah,
or is it like a suit?
it's like a tux, more like a tux.
Okay, because yeah, that would be kind of crazy to wear to an interview. That'd be funny though. Um,
Yeah.
with a little flower in the. No, yeah, that's cool though. Should be fun. Do you guys know what kind of prom's in a week? So do you know? Are you guys doing a limo thing or what?
I'm not too sure actually. I don't think so, but I'm gonna throw that idea out there to my friends. That would be pretty dope if we all pitch in for a limo.
Dude,
Holy
it would
shit,
be
that's actually a great idea.
it would be a pretty cool idea. We did that and I had a good time. It was fun. Because
Yeah.
what's funny is, if I remember correctly, unless when because I went to prom with my wife now, but when back then I'm trying to remember, because we rode a limo together to get there, but then on the way back we got like picked up or went with someone else, so either we missed our ride. I need to ask her about this. Either we missed our ride or it was a one-way limo ride, which is hilarious because maybe that was way cheaper. They're just like, yeah, you don't need to pick us up, just get us there. Yeah, try it out. See,
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
dope.
know. I know that was like 20 years ago. Yeah, next year it'll be 20 years for me. But yeah, prices are probably a little different now. But hey, yeah, relatively speaking, you might be able to, if everyone could pitch in. Because I mean, think about it like this too. It's safe, or safer. You know, you guys aren't all gonna
Yeah.
drive, or
Limos are pretty spacious too.
yeah, they're pretty spacious. Yeah, I think it's a safer option. I think most parents would be down for that. Yeah, see what they say. Have fun though.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you.
don't go too crazy, but have fun within reason. That's
Gotta
cool.
save the craziness for college too.
That's good. Good examples. I appreciate it. Do you have any examples that you use for or maybe the positive that you take from some of those instances that are anxious or negative maybe?
Well, one of the big things is everything is happening really fast, you know. So, I mean, I can't say that yesterday felt like I was beginning high school because it's been a hell of a long time. I feel I've been in high school, but to really graduate this year and go into the next chapter of my life, I feel excited to meet new people, be engaged in like new activities, and especially being away from my parents and just learning how to live on my own and do things on my own schedule. That's like the biggest takeaway that I feel in going to college.
Yeah. The independence is great. That's also like you learn more about yourself and what you want to do in life when you're on your own, or just not maybe necessarily on your own, but just free from your home, from your folks. Because it's just, I don't feel like there's an expectation. There's like, you can live your life now. You're kind of like, it's not like you're on your own, but you're like, oh, I'm an adult. You know, like if I choose I want to do this, then I can choose to do it and I'll just do it. You know, you don't have to check in, and it's a good feeling. And it's a good feeling too when you don't have to be like, oh, I need to do laundry, but I don't have to have anyone complaining to do the laundry. I just won't have clothes to wear. But at the end of the day, no one's telling you to do anything. So I've been on my own since I shouldn't say I've been on my own, but I haven't lived with my parents since I was 18, and I liked having the independence. I kind of felt like I was always. What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was just saying, like, independence is like, I gotta figure that out, man. I mean, like, it's gonna be so different. It's gonna be so new to me that it's like I can't really speak on it yet. But just listening to you, it's like, wow, like that's gonna be me,
Dude, and that's crazy because it's been longer since I've been in high school that you are old. So that's crazy. That's cool though. Hey, there you go. Generationally, we got all kinds of different types and walks of people listening to VoidLine. I appreciate it. So are you a first-time listener, first-time caller, or have you checked out a couple of our past projects as well, episode-wise?
Oh, first-time listener and first-time caller.
Nice. I like that. That tells me the marketing I've been doing has been working. Nice. See, I'm not just bullshitting on social media.
A friend actually sent me the live stream, so I was like, give it a nice. Call. Wasn't doing anything. I was actually laying in bed. So.
Well, I was gonna ask you too. Crap, I forgot. See, that's not good. It's not good to just forget things when you're gonna ask them. Damn it! I hate when that happens. Oh, now I remember.
When you remember it. Oh.
Damn it. And then I just forgot it again. God, that's stupid.
That's funny.
It is kind of funny, but it's like, it was also funny how earlier someone was trying to call at the beginning of the show, and I had to figure out my computer stuff, so it didn't work, and I did all that live too, so that was fun. Humility is a good thing. It helps you grow,
Yeah.
All right, caller, I appreciate your time. Hopefully the insight I gave you will help you out, and keep us updated on what's going on.
For sure. That was perfect. Thank you. You have a good night.
You too, man. Take care. Later. See, I can already feel the community. This is beautiful. This is exactly what I wanted to do. And like I said, it's going to get better, guys. It's going to get better. It has to, right? And I'm glad, look, we went all over the place today. I missed a couple calls. I called the people back. I think those missed calls were Mike. And we got about 15 minutes of Mike. So, look, I had to say, I got to cut it off. Mike's a great guy. He has some great questions. But I got to keep it moving. I got to get the show going. I got to talk to other people. I mean, I'm running a show here. Some of it is just conversation, like whatever, I'm just going to go. But Like, I know just as well as anybody, you got to keep it going. Keep things moving. Some people are wondering, do you think imposter syndrome could just be burnout? I don't know. I don't know if I feel that way. But I guess I understand. No, because I guess in what way is burnout the same? Because imposter syndrome would be like, just stay on the couch and don't do it. No one cares. Because burnout's not that no one cares. Burnout's like, I'm tired. I have no creativity. But I like it. Because I do think there's a Venn diagram of something with that. I don't know. All right, guys. I got the phone lines open. We're going to do another few minutes. It's just open forum. Let me know how you're doing. How's life? How was traffic today? It's Wednesday. It's not Friday yet. We took the kids out of school. Went to go see Minecraft. I love going to the movies. I still feel the same as I did when I was a kid. I get that fun feeling. And it's just, I got good memories. So many good memories. I got memories of when I was a kid, watching movies with my mom. I got memories of sneaking into movies when I was older, when I was in high school, when you get drunk and go watch movies. That's all a good time. And now the cool thing too is now I can go see the movies with my kids. So in a lot of ways, relive a lot of it. But like even today, me and my wife because she mentioned out loud that she noticed the way my son was, how excited he was and how he was when he was watching the movie. I'm glad she noticed too, because I took time out of when I was watching to notice that. And I was like, man, he was so excited to watch the Minecraft movie because my kids love playing Minecraft. So I knew how excited they were to see this. And I was indifferent. I liked the game. I like Jack Black. I used to be a huge Jack Black fan. I like him. He's everywhere. He's like the white Kevin Hart. I shouldn't say the white Kevin Hart, but he's like Kevin Hart, dude. He's like him and Kevin Hart, dude. They're everywhere. It was still good though. I really liked it. It didn't feel forced. I don't even want to say the other actors that are in it, even though I think everyone knows who they are. I'm just going to leave it alone. Because I didn't do a lot of research. I kind of wanted to go into it with a blank mind and no expectations. And I made the right call. Because I think you enjoy most movies like that. I just recently watched The Monkey. It's a Stephen King short story. I think off the Graveyard Shift book. It's like an anthology book with, I think, like 8 or 9 short stories. Anyway, I think that was written in like the 80s or something. But the movie, to anyone who hasn't seen The Monkey, if you are into a gore and violence with a comedic twist, this is your movie. That is all I'll say. It is written by Stephen King. I don't know. I don't think he produced it, but I think he gave his thumbs up on it or something. His name's in the credits, but I don't think it's just saying based on Stephen King. I think he does. He just gave it an approval, which is enough for me nowadays. As long as he likes it. This was a story that I was not familiar with, though, so I didn't really have anything to compare it to. Whereas, to go on a random subject with Stephen King, I did read 1408, which I believe is a fucking 60-page story. And then I watched the movie, of course. Ironically enough, I like the movie way better. So that is one of those few times that actually happens. I want to read The Shining because I love the movie, and I think I'm going to love the book way better, but we'll see. I'll tell you what, I'm going to end this here. I had a great time tonight, guys. It was a beautiful Wednesday night. Thanks for everyone tuning in. Remember, VoidLine is always listening. You can always call 408-634-8643. The line is open. I might not answer it every time, but I'll tell you what, my voice is on there, and you can leave a message with however you're feeling, whatever you're feeling. We're here for you. VoidLine is live. Thank you. Reality has been on hold. Good night.